Hello everyone, it's Dr. Joe on the behalf of University of People. Today I'm going to do a quick video on how to take notes and avoid that plagiarism thing I hear so much about. Back in my day, we used this thing called paper and a pencil. It's weird, right? And I'm trying to replicate that as best I can with the paint pad and digital book. But you can do this, you can use notes, however you want to do it, WordPad, sure, why not? The main thing is every page on like a notebook, let's say this is a notebook right here, and this is the top of the notebook, yay, and you got the little punch holes right here, awesome, woohoo, and you get the margin, straight margins are really good. On the top, I might just put the author and the title. So it's going to be Clive Barker. That's the author. And then the title is the Scarlet Gospels. I'm not going to type it all or write it all up right now. But you need more than just that, right? At least you have the name and the title. The author's name and title, but we also need stuff like, I don't know, publisher, publisher's location, and year for APA. So I'm going to turn the page, and we're going to find just that. Okay, we see it's done in New York, and it's St. Martin's Press. So all we're really missing right now is the year, and we'll have all the information we need for a full APA reference or in-text citation. So let's find the year. All right, I flip through the pages and I see the year is right here. 2015, that's when the book came out. That's easy, so I would put 2015 up here as well. I would probably make it look a lot neater than this. Unfortunately, it's paint. Hopefully your handwriting's better than mine. I'm a doctor. All right, and that's going to be one page, all right? Then anything I take, either a direct quote or a paraphrase. Remember, a paraphrase is something that you put in your words or most of your words, but it's someone else's idea, all right? There's already videos on how to quote and paraphrase. This is basically how to take notes so you don't accidentally forget to cite someone and get a 0 on your paper. So I'm going to use an example from this book. Let's find a random page. All right. I'm glad I put that on pause. I forgot Clive Barker has some very adult subject matter. It took me a while to find a clean page. So anyways, as you see here, let's say, snaked across the floor and slithered up the door, wrapping themselves around the handle, tightening themselves, they pulled the door closed and raised their hooked heads like the Trinity of Clovers ready to strike, dissuading any further attempts to escape. That's perfect, that's awesome, great. Let's say I write all this down. So I write all this down and I put it on my sheet right here, right? Great, perfect, awesome. Let's say my handwriting got really cool. Now, this I know is from the Clive Barker book, right? I know this is from the same book. It's already on my page. I will put quote marks around it, and I'll put the page number. This is not so that, it's not perfect APA. This is for my notes. And if I want to paraphrase this, snakes came to kill people. I'll also put this in, right? That way I know this is a quote. It's on page 25. This paraphrase, maybe I summed up an entire page. Maybe I summed up an entire chapter. I can say it came from page 25. And honestly, you don't really need a page number for a paraphrase, so I might just leave that off. As long as I know this is a quote and this is a paraphrase. And then I'll do that for the entire book or the entire article or the entire website, right? As long as I know this stuff up here is okay, and then I know everything I write underneath it belongs to it, I can then make my paper, and I'll show you how to do that, okay? Okay, so we're back. We're writing on this paper, and we can do something of a long thing like snakes ate people. You know, snakes ate people in the story, and that would be as simple as putting the last name of Barker, comma, 2015. That's your paraphrase. We move on with our life. Or if you want to do the quote, like awesome quote here, and then you do the full thing, which would be Barker 2015, and that was page 25. All right. Remember, in-text citation, here. These are in-text citations. It's not really done until we have the reference. Now, I can do a reference by memory. Actually, it's almost like it's a who, when, what, where. It's kind of like the who, what, when, where's, but that's the order it has to go into. So a reference really like who? It's Clive Barker. So Barker, comma, C, when, 2015. What? The Scarlet Gospels. Where? Now, this is going to be a trick because where's not in the book. Where is going to be publisher and the location, okay? So we have to look for that real fast again. And from our notes, we look at this and we see, oh, it's from St. Martin's Press in New York. So we just write that out. You know, it's going to be the where first, so New York, then St. Martin's Press. That's it. That's a reference. And if you ever really want to check your references, you can also use BibMe, and I'll show you really quickly how to use that. Don't buy it, just use it. All right? And learn from it, but really, it's so simple. Just who, when, what, where. That's it. Come on. Learn that. Be good. All right? But if you have to, this is bibme.org. Make sure you pick APA. Look at all these things. Guess what? APA is the style we use. Pick it. And then we are looking for a book. Great. And I'm going to type in the name of the book. And it's going to be, oh, look, there's one right here. Could it be the whole book? Sure. It doesn't have all this information there. It's kind of a dumb, very limited computer, right? This is why you have to learn everything else. Because if you create citation, it's going to say no date, no author, none of that. So we know it's not exactly yet. All right. So you need to fill it in. And if you create parentheticals, remember it needs the page number. And it'll show you right here. But sincerely, you're far better off knowing how to do this, okay? So that's why BibMe is cool. It's just a tool, and if you don't use it correctly, well, you're using a shovel to fix your computer then. Okay? You have to make sure everything's filled in. You have to know how to do this. All right, but that's it in a nutshell. You take notes by anywhere you want on the page, but on the top of the page, each time you choose a new book, a new journal, a new website, anything. You put up all the APA information on the top of that page. And if it's a quote, you make sure you use quote marks and tell you what page number it came from. If it's a paraphrase, you can just write it out. Okay, but make sure that's a paraphrase. If it's not, it's a 0. All right. So that's a simple way of keeping track of what you're reading and where you're taking notes. There are better ways now online. You can use Microsoft Notebook. You can use a couple things. If you copy and paste, sometimes it automatically rips it off. But make sure this is done. All right. This is Dr. Joseph Shevchuk on behalf of University of People. I hope you learned something.